Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Diva D. How you doing? It's almost at the end, y'all. Just one more episode. This is gonna be my marriage to medicine recap of. Oh, I said marriage to medicine. I was about to say this is gonna be my marriage to medicine recap of marriage to medicine. So don't say that again. But here we go. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Diva D. How you doing? It's almost at the end, y'all. Just one more episode. This is gonna be my marriage to medicine recap of. Oh, I said marriage to medicine. I was about to say this is gonna be my marriage to medicine recap of marriage to medicine. So don't say that again. But here we go. So the episode opens up with Toya and her boys, and Toya Toya is taking Ashton some weave, y'all. But when I tell y'all that tickled me, I don't know what it was about that tickled me so bad, but that was funny to me. I don't know, because, I don't think the little boy is gay, but it just tickled me about the hair, him having a ball of hair in a bag, like a girl. It's kind of weird to me when boys wear weave anyway. And Greg and Sweet Tea are making tea. They are so corny. So Buddy and Heavenly, they're calling Allura. Allura, hey Buddy, how you doing? I'm good. Daddy and I want to know, is you spending all your money? Are you budgeting? Hey Mom, hey Dad, bye. Click. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Allura. Now, then we get to Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. Now, y'all could put some Italian dressing on those salads, a little oil, a little olive oil, something. Just lettuce and lettuce. Do y'all even have a boiled egg on there? Little cheese, something? Now, Dr. Jackie, Paige and Dr. Jackie. Now, you know what the healthy oils are. Put something on there. Little olive oil. That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of y'all about to choke on them little dry salads. But anyway, they go on to talk about how Dr. Jackie is sending out thank you cards or congratulatory cards to her patient. That's personable. But Dr. Simone gave her shade because she's like, I'm in the delivery room. I wonder whose baby has Dr. Jackie delivered as of lately. Because especially since she got that other gynecologist working with her. But anyway, that's Yep, she probably giving her all the babies to deliver at the hospital. But her little famous clients patients that she see on the show in the office, that's what she do. But she probably sending that other gynecologist over there to deliver those babies. But anyway, they're talking about Phaedra and how she left. And Dr. Jackie was like, well, we're going to have to hold her feet to the fire like we would anybody. And that is correct. Excuse me, young pharaohs, because we outside. I'm in my car. My car ain't soundproof. And my children have big mouths. But anyway, the point is, I'm trying to get some air in here. Because it's a warm spring day in Mississippi, okay? So anyway, Dr. Simone is like, well, it just may be a situation where she just wasn't ready for the truth. Nope. And never is. And if they start telling her ass the truth over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she might leave them too, because she just don't like the truth. She has a strained relationship with it. So therefore, anytime anytime somebody show her that she's a hypocrite or she's a liar, she shuts down. So we find out that she did write the check. So we can squash everything about the check. Whatever happened between them and the check has been written. Maybe at that time, Dr. Heavenly hadn't seen this episode to see what she wrote the check. Okay, we can let it roll. But prior to this episode, let's be clear, the check was not yet written. So we have a meet and greet with Heavenly and Dr. Contessa. She tells her that she's going to do a conference for diabetics, which is awesome. I love to see it. But listen, y'all. I know so many of you all hate Dr. Heavenly because her mouth is big, she is loud, and she pretty much tells it like it is. And a lot of times people don't like you. Are in society, you would rather have a shady liar in your face, like Phaedra, than a loud truth teller like Dr. Heavenly. That's just how we made up. We want people to lie to us. Isn't that something? So anyway, Dr. Contessa is sitting there and she's drinking her little champagne or whatever. And what I don't get about them is that they don't come to any real resolve because Dr. Contessa doesn't remember, I guess, saying that her relationship to Scott was volatile. Now, I know damn well Scott saw her ass on TV being terrified about being around him and him not being supportive. Excuse me. And I truly believe that he was indeed emotionally abusive. So, Heavenly answered the question. Based on what Dr. Contessa had showed us on the show and maybe down low. But any private conversations that she had with Heavenly, I don't recall her telling anything like that. Dr. Contessa, my problem with her is that she really wants Dr. Heavenly to take all of the brunt of what happened in their relationship. And that's not fair because Dr. Heavenly's like, where's your accountability? We're going to have to agree to disagree. Moving right along. So, Dr. Eugene and Toya are having a conversation. Dr. Eugene split his toe open because they forgot to put gas in the golf cart. And then when he went to give them the gas to put in the golf cart, something fell on his toe and split it wide open. But then they're talking about Sweet Tea and Dr. G. And she was like, well, Dr. G is just wrong for pressing charges against King. Everybody in this group understands that if King can't come around, Quiet is not coming around either. Let me be fair in saying that this is a business move, okay? Whether you like Quiet or not, somebody, probably me, caused caused the ratings to go down when we weren't seeing Quiet. I watched the show when Quiet wasn't on the show, but I also was very loud and proud of a lot of statements that I made to keep her on the show. Quiet responded to some of my statements. I was like, okay, now you're seeing your hypocriticalness in what you've done? Yes, they were all hypocrites. And they realized they were hypocrites because what they have done and what people want to see is, if the people who side with Sweet Tea, they want to see Sweet Tea being in charge of the girl. In a way. They want the cast who has known Quiet the longest and know at this point that Quiet is more entertaining. See, they thought that they could bring her on, and by bringing her on and having Dr. Alicia on, that the audience would notice a thing and we would be happy to see Sweet Tea. When she just don't give what the girls need to give, like Quiet. That's what it is. She's not good TV like Quiet is. I'm not saying she's horrible TV. She's not great TV. Quiet is great TV, in my opinion. So, you had to make that choice. And Toya realized it. Not Toya, if anything Toya is Toya want to be on this show. And she know what makes this show work. That's what it is. Okay? Toya likes being able to go buy her first Birkin while being in extreme debt in other areas. So, I agree with Dr. G, though. Dr. Eugene, he's like, I never agree with Dr. G on very much anything. That's neither here nor there. But that's my neighbor cranking up his damn truck. Fuck. Oh, his ass ain't been in that damn truck all day. But anyway. Let me lose my train of thought. What I was saying? Oh, Dr. Eugene said something and he made a great point. He was like, well, Sweet Tea is looking at it like we weren't friends with Quad last year. So now they're in the place where they think that we should at least be on their side, especially in this particular instance. But what you also have to remember is Dr. G is not cast. Okay? He's around you guys who don't get paid. Toya is looking at where the money resides. And the money resides over there with Quad and Finance King. If Sweet Tea and Dr. G leave the show, don't get me wrong, Sweet Tea has a following. But I'm quite sure that the audience response won't be like it was when they tricked Quad out of her position. They thought they were going to do Quad like they did Mariah and move right along. And Sweet Tea would be the Quad in the situation. But it didn't work out like that. Even if she did have a little cruise through the moon and living in Quad's old house. Okay? So, Quad and King sit over there by the pool. It's time for her to be romantic. And then Quad look good in that bathing suit. I can't even lie. So, it's time for her to get romantic with her man. And then they talk about moving the relationship to the next level. He said he's not going to move in with a woman. I don't guess y'all going to be living together. Quad said she worked hard to live in that house. Have to put up with a bunch of bitches for about an hour or so of taping and then getting to be on TV. That's not hard work. But her sweet and savory season, she probably put in a lot with that. And that also contributes to her income. Did y'all see something else that was sweet and savory? Yes. Sweet Tea, I keep calling Sweet Tea, Toya Sweet Tea because a lot of people say they favorite. I don't think they do, but that's in here nor there. But Sweet Tea had something, an advertisement, or either it was an actual video called Sweet and Savory. Y'all. And the people that like her, y'all can't see that she's a little single black female over there. In no way. And baby, we go over to the nasty bin. I'm surprised we didn't see cockroaches crawling off from under those shoes or carrying, because cockroaches are very strong, very muscular. They work as a team. I'm surprised we didn't see rodents also participating in the nasty rituals that's going on down to Michael and Mal's house. Maybe Simone should send a maid in there about every week and clean up behind their nasty asses. Because clearly, it's not going to get done unless she does it. Like with my children. My children's nasty. And I keep telling them, don't eat in your room. Don't drink in your room. Don't throw your damn piss-tail drawers down in your room. Y'all a little girl. But what do? I see pistol drawers. I don't even know if they're clean. Now I'm like, are these damn drawers clean? Yes or no? They don't know sometimes. They leave drawers open. And I'm like, the fuck? Y'all don't know how to close a drawer? That's basic. If it's nothing that irritates me more, is that's a fucking open drawer. I don't know what it is with me and open drawers, but I can't stand it. And then open drawers with clothes hanging out of them. Do I feel Simone in this moment? Yes. But them grown ass men. I got my own children. And they don't have any understanding of what nasty is and what nasty does. Then y'all hear about, and I'm pretty sure Jane Hammond house was nasty. Then y'all hear about that lady over there, she passed away with the Hampton virus. That come from rodents. Damn. Anyway, they come to a resolution that if they don't get that house clean, they're going to have to move back in. Yeah. Why in the world would you want them to move back in with you? As nasty as they are over there. Nothing's going to change. They need to separate. And you need to see which one is nasty. That's how I do my girls. And how my children going to be nasty too, girl? So Buddy and Dr. Heavenly are talking about the situation. I'm quite sure, I'm pretty sure I don't understand what's going on with Greg. What's the problem? Why does he feel that he needs to do these things to King? King, I haven't met a nicer guy. King is a cool cat. Well, Daddy, it's just that it looked like to me that Dr. G, he just couldn't stand saying quiet with a new man. Bingo. That's it. That's it right there. And then, don't forget the mistake that you all made as cast by bringing him and Bitter T on the show. And when you brought him and Bitter T on the show, like I said, y'all thought that she could replace Quad. But Miss Quad, she got it. And now, y'all trying to correct y'all mistake on the back end. That's steady. So, in confessional, Dr. Buddy and Dr. Damon, we have a lot we can bring to the community as black dentists and black doctors. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Now, that's what I still find very disrespectful about Dr. Jackie to this day when she told Heavenly a dentist is not a doctor. See, the thing about it is they over there with them diabetes people. And this is to help prevent diabetes because, Dr. Tessa said that her grandmother died from complications with diabetes, right? So, Dr. Jackie's like, well, gestational diabetes is included in it. So, and diabetes affects the cooter. Yeah, it does. Diabetes causes your skin to itch. And a lot of times, diabetes affects the cooter by increasing your chances of having yeast infections. And itchy vulva. just I don't know how else to say it. But dentists are also important with diabetes. Why? Because if you have diabetes, things are hard to heal. And if you have abscesses on your tooth, like my sister did, that can really mess up your bloodstream and take you out of here. So, to minimize the importance of dentistry was a damn insult. And I still, to this day, hold that against Dr. Jackie. Mind you, the things that she said about black women, that bothers me to my core. But for her to minimize the importance of what Dr. Heavenly does, I still don't see how she be running up in Jackie's ass, kissing her ass to this day. Because that's what Dr. Hilton does. Now, that's the only person's ass she kissed, but she won't get into it with Dr. Jackie. So Dr. Scott and Steve are outside playing football. And Dr. Scott is like, well, I just love when the women come together and do these missions. What we got to do is get the men group back together. How? Y'all want to kick it with King, which I'm pretty sure he's much funner than cornball ass Dr. G. But people are complaining about the Yelp reviews on Dr. G. Because I saw Bunny Scotch bring some of the Yelp reviews on Dr. G, and they weren't good. They weren't glowing. They weren't impressive. And then I said many times, being that he is such a narcissist, and most doctors are, but being that he's so full of himself, so confident, arrogant. Okay? I should say arrogant instead of confident. Because if he was confident, then he wouldn't feel the need to press charges against King, who was clearly fine. But he's jealous and feels insecure. But I see that those things coming out of him, and I see those things can come out of him and other psychiatrists. But that was another reason why I didn't want to be a psychiatrist. I wanted to be a psychologist. But that's another reason why I didn't want to be a psychiatrist, because I know that psychotropic drugs can alter your mind state. And you have to know clearly and understand perfectly, unlike with a physical ailment, most of the times you can see it. Now, I'm not talking about like internal bleeding or like something like, but see with blood, all that, you can see that in the labs, right? You can't see depression in a lab. You can't see bipolar disorder in a lab. You have to evaluate, and it's constant evaluation. And then you have to me, be very precise as to what psychotropic drug you're going to put somebody on. Because like I said, they do alter your mind state, and they can cause the opposite of what they're supposed to treat. Especially if you're treating temporary depression versus long-term depression. In my opinion, I don't think you should diagnose someone with long-term depression and put them on a Paxil when it's short-term depression. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying about that. And I think that a lot of times psychiatrists get a bad rap in that area. So I wasn't really sure that he's a bad psychiatrist, other than seeing how he operates on this show. And he doesn't operate on this show like someone who's compassionate. Because to me, mental health is very delicate. And if you're dealing with mental health, you need to have every bone in your body, a good listening ear, and be strongly observant and compassionate. And I don't see that in him on the show. So, with the ladies, Dr. Contessa doesn't want to shoot. She wants to keep Sweet Tea in the group, which is just simply the fact that Sweet Tea has really been there for her on this show, because she's a friend of the show. And who else she going to be friend to on the show besides Sweet Tea? So she tells Quiet, with her 1913 outfit on, representing Delta Sigma Theta, when they're both Delta. She going to tell her sorority sister, I don't have to choose. But every real cast member on the show wants to choose. Because it is Dr. G's fault, a non-cast member, who has caused the division in the group by pressing charges. And so and Quiet said, wait a minute. You changing up on me because you said that you had my back before. Because I'm not protected if my protection is not here. I'm around the group by myself. King can't come around. But Dr. G can come with his wife and be around me by myself, which is what they prefer. So they can all gang up on Kawhi, in my opinion. That's their preference. They want to see just Kawhi by herself. Because, they weren't expecting her to have a man. And Kawhi's got a man at home. Literally. So, she was like, so Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Heavenly does what she does best. She was like, you can't expect them to be around each other when there's a charge. Right. That part. He's the one who pressed charges. All you people who are on Dr. G's side. He pressed charges against someone who didn't even touch him. They were arguing. What the fuck? So the Heavenly kind of raises her voice at Contessa. But Dr. Contessa has a very strong presence. And when she wants you to listen to her, she'll touch you. She'll pull you into her. Or she'll push you back. Everything, when you are touching someone, what you're trying to do is reduce them. You're trying to reduce them to make them understand or intimidate them. To make them see your point of view. And make you see that they are right regardless. Because you can intimidate them. Her height is intimidating. Her stature is intimidating. And remember what she told Anila's mother? When Anila's mother was trying to reduce her by touching her? Don't touch me, Miss Ma'am. I'm very strong. I don't want to hurt you. Okay? All I'm saying. So, Dr. Tessa tell them they better raise up out of here. Quiet say, I don't give two shakes of a rattlesnake's ass. I'm about to leave anyway because I'm not going to be anywhere where they are. I know that's right. I was seeing Dr. G reminds me of Simone and Dr. Jackie talking about that song. Now, the song says, set me free. I got a new wife. Let's analyze those two statements. She set your ass free when she divorced you. And being set free in a divorce means you can get a new wife. So, who's holding on to who exactly? The fuck? We can see you free. You were free to marry somebody else. You can't do that legally. Shout out to Neo. Unless you divorced. So the fellas are still discussing it before Dr. G comes around. And they're like, I do understand where he's coming from, but he wasn't touched. That's the point. And then Dr. Damon is like, well, I can see this is how it's going to go. Either you're going to be around each other or you're not going to be around each other. Now, I don't like her to his core. But he said something so profound and made so much sense. It is not up to Kawhi to resolve the issues between she and Dr. G because she was never the aggressor. I don't know who all these people are who believe that she was. All she was doing drunk talk. But the drunk talk did not occur until Teeth and Gum said somebody lied. And somebody acted as if they didn't see her say somebody is lying. Yeah, Squad saying it's time to go. Let's get down. Dr. Heaven, let's go. Squad, let's go, Dr. Heaven. They raised on up. As the Lunsfords are walking in, or as Erica Darnero calls them, the Dunsfords. Now, Contessa didn't come up to her and say, we missed you the other night at Quiet Time. The fuck? Who? That was you over there. Girl, yeah. Quiet, we choose you. Girl, we on your side, girl. We got your back, girl. Now up in Sweet Tea's face, she's like, we missed you at that lighthouse. That, you know damn well Teeth and Gone went invited to that lighthouse. Now stop it. So Jackie, Contessa, and Mimi are talking to her. So Mimi's like, what can we do to make you feel safe? Because Teeth and Gone says she doesn't feel safe in the group. And she's like, well, I'm going to choose my marriage every time. No, idiot. No. They're asking you, what do you need to do? Or what do they need to do to make you feel comfortable around Quiet? Basically is what they're trying to say. I just come out and see it, okay? Because Quiet ain't going nowhere. Because Miss Quiet got it. She got it. That girl said she trying to manage her own emotions already. She had been there and done it. Now, that's a damn lie. So, the guys get together with Dr. G finally. And, hey, how y'all doing? I've been doing pretty good. Well, we can't see you, buddy. Do you think that this whole situation with, Steve said, do you think this whole situation with King, this disagreement has put you in a place where you can't be around the group? So, Steve was like, well, are you at least willing to drop the charges because you filed charges on this man? And then Scott says, well, he doesn't look at it like it's a little disagreement. No, it may not be a little disagreement in his psychiatrist's mind, but indeed it was not a situation that you need to call the cops on him, to call the federales on him, to call the CIA and the FBI. And well, you can't call any of them because Donald Trump had to dismantle on that whole situation. With ultimate power like that, what are we going to have to protect the United States? Because the CIA produces our spies. Oh, I got it now. No spies, no problem with poo. Child, okay, I'm off subject. Let me get back to these people. Everything the dump does affects my mental state in this day and time. Firing 1,300 people in the DOE today. 1,300 jobs lost. Wait a minute, back to the show. Where are they mental health people? They trying to get a mental health person to drop the charges against that man. I'm not gonna be around somebody I don't feel safe or not comfortable around. What? I'm not gonna be disrespected. What? Disrespected about who? Quiet? Because that man didn't disrespect you. He just, told you what it is and what it's gonna be. And you told him the same, but you were intimidated. And Steve told that thing. Greg is having a hard time taking responsibility for his part in this. Now it's about ego and pride. And so he could show Quiet that he's still the man. So he can't, he knows he can't whoop King's ass. But he knows that with these little charges, he can lord that over him. See, that went back to Trump. Because Dr. Steve also said in confessional, Steve said also in confessional, that when ego and pride gets involved, that causes war. See, current administration gonna have us in another senseless war because of pride. Yeah, see, right back to dump. So, I keep calling him Dr. Steve because there's so many doctors on here. But anyway, Steve says, do you think that this disrespect situation can be controlled so where y'all can be around each other? And, no way. I was disrespected in that moment, and that's what it is. I'm not going to be around somebody who's disrespectful to me. Well, you sound so disrespectful, so that's what they're trying to get you to see, fool. That's all. They disrespected my marriage. You disrespect your marriage. You did. So Contessa asks Sweet Tea, what do you think? That in simultaneous conversation, by the way. Do you think there's something you can do to take some accountability for what happened? No. Both of them are on the same page. She's on whatever page that motherfucking meatball head and ass niggas on. So they're all on the same page about getting Sweet Tea to understand that there's going to be times when they have flubs and blow-ups and there's no need to call the police in those situations. And she says, well, you have to understand that I'm new to this group. You ain't new. Nope, you ain't new. So being that she's new to this group, she thinks that I guess people are supposed to acquiesce to her bullshit. Sweet Tea. But Dr. Jackie is looking at her like, no, don't make us. They letting you know based on what happened to them last season, then it ain't a situation where they could choose that if they all want to continue to be on this show. And even Steven, who is a friend to the show, or a friend of a wife to the show, is letting Dr. G know, don't put us in this position to make us have to choose. It's not fair. And it's not. It's not my fault that they have to choose. Sometime in life, you have to make a choice. Ooh, meatball head. Boy, I don't like that man. Curtis says, this is a great group. I don't want it to be a situation where you feel like you can't be around us. But basically, motherfucking, if you don't come to some resolution and take accountability for your actions, we're not going to choose you. Boo. So he was like, these guys don't have my back. Back to the guy. This ex-wife thing and this new wife thing, it's not easy. It's very difficult for me. No, it ain't. Because quiet, I stun your ass. And Sky says, it's obvious to me that Dr. G is still feeling some kind of way about a relationship that's been over for 7 years. Quiet, you shouldn't have took that sleep number. And with that, I'm going to close because the episode ends there. Come on in. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. Share the video. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.